Hi, it's Lee from coloringqueen.net, back with a reshot video of Beautiful Girl with Poem, a Korean colouring book which comes with a complimentary calendar for the first print run. So the calendar is on A3, it's on a glossy paper, it's got some colour printing on it here, and very small images. If you're very good at teeny weeny spaces, you might be able to colour those in, but you would need something to penetrate this gloss. Now, I can't fit all of it into the calendar, so just into the camera, so I just lift it up here. Now, some of you know, if you're in my Facebook group or you follow my Facebook page, you know that I've been having some computer issues, and it's taken 4 days to resolve, so hopefully it's fully resolved now. But thank you to everyone that was really supportive of the first video of this. Unfortunately, I had to shoot that from my iPhone direct to YouTube, so the quality wasn't up to the standard of where I usually spend a long time editing things and putting them into HD and all the rest of it, but wasn't able to do that just with a phone and no computer. So at the beginning we've got all these lovely coloured images which are just stunning. She's a fabulous colourist as well as a fabulous illustrator. So then I reshot the video, so I've actually reshot it quite a few times. This is my 5th go, so hopefully this time it will all turn out. So we do have double page scenes, and you will see that the illustrations do run up into the binding, but the binding folds down super easily. Now it's an off-white paper and it's a very medium, sturdy, smooth paper. Of course I wouldn't use alcohol markers on it, they'll bleed straight through and absorb too quickly. But if you wanted to test out your watercolours on it, just remember the paper might peel, but test it out on a picture that you're not in love with, and unfortunately there's no ancillary pages to speak of to do some testing. Now this artist has a really distinctive style. She does a lot of texture and shadowing in things like the face, etc. And then other parts of the picture tend to be more outline. Some of them you'll notice it's super crisp and really easy to see, and then some like this you'll notice that it just looks like really thick pencil that's been scanned, and it's got that real hand-drawn sketchy feel. Now throughout the book you'll also find text, and I believe that these are the poems and that would be the poet's name, but I'm not 100% sure, and translating apps, they never seem to work as well as you would hope. So I do want to thank everyone that was super supportive during my computer issues. I couldn't even see my first video other than on my mobile phone, so you know, you can do a lot from a mobile phone, but I'm a desktop girl, always have been, and you know, it really puts me off when I have to work directly from my phone. Not that I don't, I do, but it does, you know, not for videos. So we've got lots and lots of texture here. And so on one side you'll often find these little florals, and you know, if the picture on the other side wasn't something that you fancied, maybe you could use that to do out your testing. We've got a cute little bunny rabbit, and there's actually another bunny rabbit in this book, and I didn't know about either of them when I bought it, so I'm pretty pleased at the amount of bunnies. Now books like this tend to frighten me because first of all they're a little bit more expensive and the shipping cost, etc., so there's something like I try and treasure, but also because the artwork is so beautiful. But this time I've bought 2 of them, So I've got one to practice on and one to keep for when I improve. And I actually think that this book might be easier for me than some books, like the grey and the shadowing is not overpowering like grayscale can sometimes be for me. I know it's not for other people, but for me it's like, whoa, so much black. So this is quite soft, so it tells you sort of where to shadow without making you do a huge amount of work to cover up that black. Plus there's a lot of detail lines and texture lines within the picture which indicate where you're meant to shade and where the creases are, so it's removing a lot of the hard work for you. Especially in things like this picture, which is also the cover photo. You've got that gorgeous coloured illustration, which is on the glossy card cover of the book, to follow along with. So this is a real indication of a more crisp look on this side of the page, and then a more sketchy hand-drawn look on this side. And as well as the beautiful girls and the poems, there's also some animals in here. We've got rabbits, we've got birds. So there's some, lovely little animals as well to colour in. And the amount of flowers are all different varieties. The girls are all different ages and different hairstyles, different clothing. So it makes it, a lot more interesting for us as colourists when we get to colour these different faces. And they're so expressive, the faces that this artist does. Now this one has me completely sort of confused. In amongst all the flowers we've got these little skulls, and I presume if I knew what that writing said that it would make sense, but we've got the little skulls on one side and her dress has been decorated with little skulls as well. Now here's that other gorgeous little bunny rabbit that I was telling you about. So on this one we've got pictures of the same girl in different close-ups. Now some of the pictures obviously could be positioned better, but this is the thing when artists draw things out on a large page, I guess it's hard to visualize how it's going to translate to something that's roughly A4 sized. And then unusually we've got the title at the end, and we've got these illustrations that have been printed on single-sided pages at the end, but horizontal layout. It's that gorgeous back cover, and that's a laminate cover, so it won't get dirty, and that's the smaller picture from that back cover. There it is up against a Design Originals, so you can see roughly the sizing of the book. And although it is expensive, you will see that it is very thick and full of images. Now that first edition comes also with the calendar as well. Now you might notice a little bit of writing on there. I foolishly left this like that on the desk on my partner's side, and He obviously has used it to test out pens that work or don't work. So at least he didn't use the book. So there we have it, Momo Girl's Beautiful Girl with Poem, a Korean colouring book. The links to buy it are below the video. Until next time, happy colouring.